And we are live. We are back with Copa Hyperion number 20. I'm of course live VIP, and for now I will be casting alone. Maybe later on Ducklings will join me, but we are here and we got a lot to talk about. Exclamation mark B if you want to have a look at the bracket. The bracket is live and we are in our first series of the day, jumping right in, spawning in the top right hand corner of Oxide LE. We have it Peruano, the Peruvian Terran. He's red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is NeO. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Oxide LE. I didn't catch his nationality or her nationality. It is the green Terran, representing Team Soon. It is Yermi. So we've had a long week. We've had a very long week. A lot of casting. I still haven't gone through all the VODs. I've been struggling with it. Just every day, at least 2 casts. A couple of days there, we had 4 tournaments in a day that we casted. It was insane. On top of that, we've been on the B stream for DreamHack. We've been covering Oceania, Taiwan, Hong Kong. We finished that. China is this week, so we're going to be the B stream for DreamHack China. We're also going to do a couple of days of EU and North America as well. Only a couple, I think 4 days in total over the next couple of weeks. So not too much, but we will be around there as well. And yeah, now we are back to our weekly tournaments. Since all the qualifiers for DreamHack are done, they're over. The main event is underway. Latin America is wrapping up. And yes, as the people in the chat are pointing out, so there's a couple of things that I want to say. First off, all 3 CranKy Ducklings are in today's tournament. All 3 Latin American CranKy Ducklings. We have NeO, we have Ryu, and we have Eric. And as the Mega is pointing out in the chat, exclamation mark Funada Vortex, because Vortex is today's admin, NeO and Ryu are most likely going to play in the next round. Face off. So there is a bit of a CranKy team kill. Feels bad, man. On top of that, that's not all. If you look at the lower half of the bracket, Eric is poised to face the Brazilian Terran player Terran. So a bit of a rematch there. They keep facing each other in these tournaments. Even in DreamHack, they face each other. And on top of all of that, of course, Jim Jimena Rising is playing today. I believe he checked in. He did. Jim has been on fire recently. I say on fire, maybe a little bit lucky in DreamHack. Some spoilers, but spoilers from a couple of days ago. Should have watched it by now. He beat Cham. He beat Cham at DreamHack, and he had a very good performance against Special today as well. And on top of all of that, as we about to get into this game, as a couple of Reapers do get in, and yeah, they get a scout, they don't get too much damage. On top of all of that, someone who was robbed of his DreamHack run. We all saw it. Feels bad, man. I see Fidnantok in the chats. Paco Mike. Paco Mike is here today as well. He was robbed, mate. Paco Mike, everything would have been different. Everything would have changed if Paco Mike was able to actually compete in DreamHack. He was there. But unfortunately, he had some internet issues. I say he had it. His suburb, his city had some internet issues, so he couldn't connect to the internet. He couldn't compete in DreamHack, and because of that, he got the walkover loss to Jim Rising. So if Paco Mike was there, obviously Jim Rising probably wouldn't have been there. Paco Mike was favored in that series, and then everything would have been different. You know, maybe Paco Mike beats Cham, maybe Paco Mike, maybe he beats Special as well. Everything would have been different. Would have been crazy. But yes, everyone is here. All the big names are here for, or most of the big names are here for Copa Hyperion. Most of them. There are a couple of ones that are missing, obviously. A couple of the other Brazilians, like Shakti and the Zerg Lord, they aren't here. But of course, we make up for it with Eric and Terran. A lot of big names, and I'm honestly a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit surprised that Eric signed up today. Like I pinged the boys. I'm like, yo, Copa Hyperion today. I didn't ping Eric. I left him out of that a little bit because he just played in DreamHack, and he's still in DreamHack. Like he's still there. He's still competing. So is Jim. as I believe, yeah, Eric is going to play against Jim tomorrow in Latin American DreamHack in the playoff bracket. In the lower bracket, in the losers bracket, I should say. But yeah, I was like, yo, Eric, like, you don't have to play. Like, you know, I know you have a big match tomorrow, but he showed up anyway. I think he's a little bit upset. Maybe he's like, you know what, I have to prove myself, all right? I'm winning something today, okay? So Eric, he's also here looking to take the tournament. But again, you know, we got Ryu, we got Jim, we got Pocket Mike. All amazing Latin American players. And we also have NeO here as well. NeO, of course, we dove right in with our boy, our only Terran player on the CranKy Ducklings, and we'll see how he does here. Again, unfortunately, he didn't make it through into the main event for DreamHack because of Terran, the Brazilian Terran. Like, yo, Terran just blew up in the qualifiers. He just took names, even almost took down Eric as well, and has taken down Eric in the past. Like, Terran has been terrifying. But we'll see. Hopefully NeO can make a deep run here today as well. Obviously, he's just kind of getting into the swing of things. He went for a bit of a more aggressive opener with his Reapers before or earlier, and he did get a scat off, didn't get too much damage, but NeO is working on his massive push here. He's got 2 Ravens, he's got plenty of tanks, he's ready to push out. Ooh, scans the main army of Yermi, and now they meet. Who reacts first? Oh, Yonotar's get thrown down. Oh, okay, Yermi, he's trying to just power through all of this, but here come the tanks of NeO. NeO ended up losing both of his Ravens to the Vikings, but they still got so many tanks. NeO does lose the battle in the air, but he kind of wins the battle on the ground. Again, as you can imagine, NeO going full mech. Because that's just what NeO does. Got 2 factories, you got mass tank Viking. It's his go-to composition. Not the most mobile composition, obviously, but you know, it's what makes him happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. I will learn to love mech for you, NeO. I will learn to love it. As we have the 3rd factory on the way as well. You know, we've got all these add-ons going up. He should be creating a couple of Hellions here to help, you know, buffer for his tanks so his army isn't so immobile and so vulnerable to bio pushes. Meanwhile, they did have a pretty back and forth confrontation here in the middle. I will change the logos mod, by the way. I thought I did. Apparently I didn't. So this is not an EPT event by any means. I will get rid of this logos mod. I apologize for the next game. And Yermi is currently looking to expand and take his 3rd base. Meanwhile, NeO's already set up on 3 bases. We got Vikings. There's a bit of a drop here in the main base. Damage is being done. This will be cleaned up, but as we see, 7 SCVs did go down. NeO, surprisingly, is still ahead in workers despite the losses, even though NeO didn't really deal any counter damage across the map. So yeah, very impressive that NeO has been able to keep on top of that macro. A lot of that did come down to the fact that NeO's 3rd base was a lot faster, so he was able to produce more SCVs, as we see. He's just been able to zoom ahead in that economy. And that's honestly pretty scary. As a bio player, as Yermi, you should be taking advantage of how slow your opponent's army is and just expand like crazy. You know, you should be taking your bases a little bit more faster, expanding more faster. Unfortunately, Yermi isn't, and to be equal or down in economy to a mech player is a terrifying thought. But here we go. Yermi is pushing out on the map. We got plenty of bio. We got 3 tanks. We got a Viking. And it just gets scattered. Oh god, it got scattered by NeO. NeO knows where the army is. He immediately repositions. And because Yermi knows he got scattered, he does have to try and pivot around, find another angle of attack. NeO is expanding off of this, taking a 4th base. Yermi still no 4th, just sticking with this 3 base push. Here we go. Yermi scans. They bet scan. The scans all over the place. Army does get seen by these Hellions. And now NeO can respond. He sieges up his tanks. The Vikings are here. Oh my god, he has so many Vikings! Every single medevac will go down. The Marines can't even get close to the tanks. There are no Marauders here at all, only Marines. Lands the Vikings, because why not? Cleans up all the Marines. And the Vikings, they just chase down the tanks. Yermi, please. Obviously, if you're a bio tank player, like, you don't want to be pushing into the tank line. You want to try and go for some drops. NeO knows this. We got missile turrets, but you can, like, you know, thread the needle a little bit. You can try and get past them. Again, drops, like, just try and catch the army out of position, off guard. Not head to head, as we saw. And here comes the mech. Here come all the tanks, the Vikings, everything there is. There's nothing here. This base will fall. GG gets called, and NeO takes game number 1. And I gotta quickly change the logos mod.